So now you joined 4Pines, and you're with an all-star group of folks. You got Mike Trinkus, you got Celeste Barone. You guys have more mics on your staff than probably really large firms. But I've had the pleasure of being able to spend time with you, with most of you, and what a fantastic team you guys have developed. And I think it's going to be long term one of the keys to your success is a team that's been assembled. But whenever you meet with people, how do you introduce the firm? How do you introduce the players? What do you tell them?
Well, one of the greatest things I think that we have, and that separates us from any other fund administrator out there, is that the top of our firm are former CFOs at large established private equity funds, and they understand the needs and the stresses that these roles have. And we try to tailor our offering to meet the needs of that C-suite level, whether it's a COO or a CEO, and for emerging managers who don't have multiple hats. And we try our best to make that as clear as possible that we are trying our best to put a platform or a service in place that meets the needs of those people, and having people that have sat in those seats automatically adds credibility to who we are. But for me, introducing the firm, it's come really naturally because during the course of my 20 years working on Wall Street and selling into the alternative investment managers, I've developed a broad network of service providers and partners in the industry, whether they're auditors or lawyers or consultants, and they always want to have knowledge of best practices, what's being utilized in the industry, new upcoming players in the space, and telling them about what we're doing has just been eye-opening to a lot of them, because as you know, we're going against the grain of what traditional fund administration has been historically, and that's not that's by choice. It's not a knee-jerk reaction. Mike and Celeste, myself, and Bob Chwanek have all sat down and said, what do we want to deliver? What is it that we want to be able to provide in the industry, and where are we missing? And having the CFOs be able to tell us what they need, having a frontline guy like me saying, here's what's going on in the industry, this is what we need to compete, and then having a COO that has an understanding of all the nuances of data capturing, security, and putting process maps together, workflow, all the things that are necessary for us to be a top-notch provider. All of them are there. And not to mention, we have one of the most unique chief technology officers in that he brings to the table a knowledge base that's different than what most private equity fund administration organizations have, in that he comes from the giant corporate world where he wrote code for IBM Watson, and the communications that they have in place there are far more advanced than what we're seeing here inside the fund administration business. So utilizing his approach on how he handled these large giant corporations and then implementing it into our offering, we think is going to make us really unique moving forward, and introducing 4Pines to that network has been relatively easy, just because it's different, and most of my network want to know about really cool, smart, forward-thinking solutions maybe.